Hi, it's Joey Reynolds. I'm sitting here listening and watching the President of the United States. He is on Save FaceTime, saving FaceTime, going up to Maine today where they make the swabs, and he's probably going to stick a Q-tip in each ear. That's where they make these things, and not listen to the cry of the public. He sits there and talks about the money all the time. I don't like to talk about him, but I got to do it today because he's such a jerk. You know, I mean, he's done everything wrong, and he's happy that we have jobs. But we don't have jobs. I'm an older guy. I haven't been hired by anybody in years. Not my attitude. I'm a good worker. I do this every day. And I'm an older person, and they look at me like I belong on TikTok, you know, before I can be accepted by this great community of idiots. And they are. I mean, I'm name calling. There's a reason for it. It's because I'm frustrated. You know, you can't sit here every day on a porch in Florida for a few months and watch all this foolishness. You know, the photo op with the Bible is irrelevant. That's ridiculous. I mean, you know, the guy, listen, I belonged to the Marble Collegiate Church back in New York years ago. That's Norman Vincent Peale, The Power of Positive Thinking. And Trump got married there when he married Ivana, you know, one of his few wives. And he was enough of a Christian, I guess. I don't know. A Christian is someone who acts a certain way. I think you know, Jesus was not a hypocrite. And I think, you know, this picture today of the president without a mask, having people standing next to him making this announcement about how good the economy is. They're not separated. They're not wearing masks. What are we doing? I mean, how do you model for a country when you don't walk like you talk? And why doesn't anybody say this? I mean, you know, except for CNN. And and Fox is the foxhole, I call it, because it's a bunch of foxholes. You know, and nothing wrong with being Republican. There's everything wrong with being stupid. And, you know, as has been said by one of my good friends, George Carlin, and his brother Butch is still with us, incidentally, Patrick, I want to say this to you. George Carlin says you could walk up and down the street of New York all day long, maybe not this week, but you could walk up and down the street and have a pad and pencil in your hand and mark down everybody who is stupid. And you'll have a long list of people who are stupid. Now, whoever is not stupid is fucking crazy. That's George Carlin. And you know what? It's us. U.S. Us. We're us. And we're hurting. We're hurting as a country. You know, the economy is all that they ever talk about. It's a capitalist society. But you know what? Nobody is taking to task the fact that our Christmas gift that the president mentioned today from China was announced by North Korea, where he had a friendship. And, you know, his friendship with the president of China and the guy from North Korea, who he's had many meetings with, that little midget, you know, and I'm name calling again. These guys all got together and figured out how they're going to screw us with this pandemic. And they did a good job of it. They almost wiped out the country. But you know what? We didn't rise out of that. We rose out of the ashes of racism. That's where we really rose out of the ashes. This all came about because probably, in retrospect, we're going to look back on this, everybody was at home for a couple of months and we just couldn't wait to get out of the house. And so as soon as television, which is the media, is an exploitation device, as soon as they started showing this horrible crime of sitting on someone's kneeling, you know, the cop knelt on him. You talk about taking a knee. That's where you want to take a knee somewhere, but you don't want to take it there. You know, you don't want to, we shouldn't be taking a knee anywhere. You want to take a knee, go to yoga class. And you know, we have stayed the course of humanism when we got out and we progressively came from violence for those who went to the Apple store and Coach bags were stolen. I've got to tell you that, I mean, at least the criminals are good shoppers. They know where to go. See, I would never rob the Apple store if I were in one of these looters, because they don't have a return policy. That's what. You can't return any of the merchandise. This is unbelievable. I'm talking the way you're supposed to be talking these days. And black people, let me say something to you. We should not be, and I did it on my manifesto, should not be separated at all. I am even drinking my coffee black, you know. I mean, I'm not a color guy. I didn't even like black and white TV, you know. Why am I going to like anything black and white now? I want color, full color. Oh, am I using the wrong hand? Oh, yeah. This is the way that we are right now. Let's talk about the way we are. Let's take me and put me viral. And I'm a disease, a good disease. I'm the one you ought to catch. And I'm saying it about myself. The president gets on and gives him, his hand doesn't go back long enough. He takes his one free hand and pats himself on the back. If he can do that about what he does with that ridiculous job that he's done, why can't I do that about what I'm doing? I'm the same way. I got an ego that's bigger than this room. And what room? It's a porch. Bigger than Florida. Ego, edge God out, EGO. So this is it. Where's my bird? I want to tweet. It's a Reynolds wrap.